How's it going, everybody? All right. I'm live here. Hopefully the connection is good. It's okay. Maybe just leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know if it's good. What's up, Robbie Hill? Hopefully the connection is good. Hopefully the vibes are good. How are y'all doing out there? It's great to see you. It's great to be here with you. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work or what, but hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully the connection will stay good, and I'll be able to jam some tunes here with you for this hour. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all the love always. You know, I'm here to bring some light, to lift you up, to talk a little bit, to share some love. So thank you so much for being here. Love you. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. To have you here in my dreamland would be like heaven to me. To have you here in my dreamland would be like heaven to me. We'll get our breakfast from the tree. We'll get our nap from the beach. We'll take a ride on the waterfall, and all the glories we'll have them all. And we'll live together on that dreamland and have so much fun. We'll live together on that dreamland and have so much fun. Oh, what a time that will be. Oh, just you wait and see. We'll count the stars up in the sky, and surely we'll never die. Oh, no, 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 no. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. To have you here in my dreamland would be like heaven to me. To have you here in my dreamland would be like heaven to me. Oh, what a time that will be. Oh, just you wait and see. We'll count the stars up in the sky, and surely we'll never, oh no, and surely we'll never, and surely we'll never die, and surely we'll never die. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, beautiful people. Love Ohana in the house. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me this beautiful Monday. This is Mike Love Mondays. This is the third Monday in a row that we've done this. I really wanted to stay accountable and be here with you guys and be here for you and share this love, share this gift that I've been given. So here I am, and here we are together. What a great blessing. Love you. Mahalo. From the first moment I opened my eyes, I knew I had a destiny to realize. 'Cause we're all one people, one creature, one sky, and it is not the fate that we should be divided. And dead soon we all will be, if we can find a way to live in peace and harmony. The pathways us to choose, we got so much to gain, we got even more to lose. The world is changing, everyone knows. Forests are dying while humanity grows. And why do we feel like we don't ever see in the fate and the future of our world today? Corporate politicians hung up on puppet strings, making bad decisions for all of us. With so much undercover, it's only in each other that we can put our trust. So farmers, plant your corn, trailblazers, turn it on. We all must face the dawn together. Singers, sing your songs, yo, 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 'cause I know it won't be long. This world will die, but the spirit is forever. We're marching forward through the street to hill. Beyond forever now. Again we born these hearts and hands through our joy and sorrow. could see, we'd probably do things a little differently. At least I hope we would have the sense to see the futility of all this violence. Cause now we're seeing the damage we've done. We're becoming prisoners of our own sun. And if we are going to survive in these times, we got to leave the past behind. Dust to dust and ashes to ashes. Our past is our future. Future will become our best. From descendants to ancestors, I return forever. Never burn the fire, never be tired. Never, never know. Burn the fire, never be tired. Never, never know. Burn the fire, never be tired. Jump to Babylon. Burn the fire, never be tired. Burn the fire, never be tired. One not try. Burn the fire, never be tired. Rastaman will burn the fire, never be tired. Even as we try to Babylon, we'll burn the fire, never be tired, never be tired. Rastaman will burn the fire, we'll never be tired. As long as there is strength in our bones, as long as there is blood in our veins and breath in our lungs, we'll keep on shutting down the wickedness, shutting down the Babylon system. We'll never be tired. Oh Lord. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the love. You guys are incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you tuning in from all over the world. Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, Philippines, Whitmore Village, Wahiwa, Quebec, Switzerland, Guatemala, Texas. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Down in LA, down in Brazil, Colombia. Whew, I love you guys. It's really a beautiful thing. You know, I was talking about it earlier with my wife's dad, and one of the interesting things that I've learned from this whole situation we're in here with this coronavirus and the whole quarantine that they've got us in, separating us from one another, is that I've been traveling out there all over the world and sharing music, but this is a really different way in which that we can connect, and it's nice to connect with you this way. And though it's not as personal as being in the same room together, it reminds me that we are much bigger than just these physical bodies that our spirits inhabit, and that we're capable of sending our energy across this dimension and reaching each other, whether we are across the room from one another or whether we're on the other side of the world from one another. And I still feel your love, whether you're down in Brazil, whether you're sitting right next to me, or whether you're down in Brazil, whether you're across in Europe, whether you're over there in Africa, whether you're down there in Australia, over there in Asia. I still feel your love. I feel your love wherever you are. If you're here with me now, we're tuned into the same frequency. We are together. And it's really nice to be able to share in this way. So even, as we go back to doing more touring, hopefully, and we can be there with you in person, physically together, I'm still gonna remember this connection that we had here, doing this live streaming thing, and I'm still gonna keep with it and keep up with it because I think it's important. I know you'd rather be sitting next to me. I'd rather be sitting next to you too. It'd be so great. But there are some of us. I mean, I think even if I toured nonstop every day and played a show every day for the rest of my life, I don't think I would be able to get out there into all the towns in all of the world. It's it's just not possible. And sometimes even if I come to your town, maybe you can't get a babysitter that night, or maybe you got work early in the morning and you can't make it out, or maybe you just don't come out to shows, but you still love to experience live music. So this is a really nice way that we can be together, and it's different, but it works. I think it's working. I think it's working in this way, and it's nice to see, all of your comments is sending love from all over, and knowing that you are, knowing that you're, having a great time and enjoying it, and sometimes it's good to just be able to sit down with your family and know that I'm doing this live. I'm here with you live. This isn't pre-recorded. It's like something we're sharing together live. So I'm feeling all your energy, and I'm seeing all your comments coming in. So thank you. Somebody requested this tune. I would love to go play at Red Rocks. I've never been invited yet, but whenever they let me know, I'm ready. I'll be there. Somebody requested this song. This is one of my favorite songs to play because it's one of the most special songs to me. I wrote this for my grandpa as he passed out of the world, for my children, for my loved ones. And, I just think this is a song that has helped a lot of people. It's helped a lot of people through a lot of hard times. And one thing that I learned from playing this song, from sharing it with people and hearing their stories come back, is that, we all, whether we're, the richest person in the world or the poorest person in the world, whether we have everything, whether we have nothing, whether we have a lot of friends or just a few friends or no friends at all, or, whatever we're given, whatever card, whatever hand we're dealt, we all go through tough times. We all go through times of happiness and joy where everything is going great. And life for all of us is like a roller coaster ride. And I think at no matter how great, no matter how wonderful our life can be, or how hard it can be, we all go through these times where we question life, where we question our existence here, where we question whether, we're making a difference, whether it's worth it for us to even get out of bed and get going in the morning, whether we're sharing, whether anybody cares, whether, if sometimes we get so depressed and we feel like, it's not worth it. Why should I even get out of bed? Why should I even, go to work today? Or why should I continue this cycle? And things get so hard, and sometimes people can't take it, and they go over the edge and they just say, I'm done. I can't do it. And then they take their own lives. And we see that happening more and more and more. And I think because we live in a world full of chaos, full of confusion, full of, so much separation. And it seems like, we have all these things to connect us, but yet we feel more alienated than ever because we're lacking this human contact, And I think it's so important to put down, like my brother Tavana says, put down the phone and connect, just connect with your loved ones. And that's what this song is all about. And I wrote it about that connection because, this is what, when we're at the end of, like my grandpa, when he was at the end of his life, it struck me because he was the first person that I ever, had to say goodbye to, that I really, really loved, that I saw, passing out of this world. And I really thought a lot about his life, and he had a lot, long and beautiful life, and left a great legacy and helped so many people, was so loved. He was a pastor, and he was so loved in his community. Everybody loved him. He was an incredible musician, wrote many memorable songs, inspired me so much, inspired my dad, inspired my uncles and aunties, and my sister and my cousins, and everybody in my family. He was like our rock, and we all looked up to him so much. But at the end of his life, I thought, the thing that he really cared the most about was his family. And he always wanted to be together with his family. He always wanted to give to his family. He was always always so loving and so fun to be around. And I just thought, this is what's important. In the end, it's not important like, how many dollars you made or how many houses you owned or all the crazy stuff that you accomplished and what you were known for. Really, the most important thing is your family, the relationships you had. How deep did you go? How deep did you open yourself up? How much did you open yourself up? How much did you give of yourself? How much of yourself did you share? How much did you learn about yourself from diving deep into your relationships with others? This is what it's all about. It's all about connecting, learning about ourselves, being able to teach, being able to show what we have, share with the ones that we love most. So, this is just a reminder to you. If it gets hard, just remember you can open up, You can open up. It's so important to open up. If you're feeling like nobody understands you, nobody knows what you're going through, everybody knows what you're going through. We've all been through that. We've all been through things like that. We haven't been through exactly what nobody can ever know exactly what you're going through, but we know what it feels like to feel alienated, to feel alone, to feel like nobody can understand you, to feel like you don't, have the strength to go on. We all know what it feels like. We've all been there at one time or another. I live an incredible life. I play music. I get to share music every day. I get to spend my days with my family. I get to spend my days around people that I love, making music with the greatest musicians in the world. I have the greatest family. I get to share music with all you, the most wonderful people in the world. I feel like I have the most wonderful fans. I get to play shows and just have hug after hug after hug from wonderful, incredible people. And still, with this incredible life that I have, I still get depressed and I still question my existence and question whether it's worth it. So I know everybody goes through it because I go through it, and I know how beautiful my life is. So I know you've all been there. But I've also been in this place and I've thought I can't talk to anybody, but then I've experienced what it feels like to open up to somebody. And as soon as you start talking about this stuff, as soon as you start opening up and being like, I feel like shit, I can't, I don't know why. I don't know why I feel like this way. I feel like I should be thankful, but I'm not. And, I don't know, how to grow, how to move forward. As soon as you start talking about these things, about these problems that you have, all of a sudden you start talking about, and things start coming out of you that you didn't even know you knew about yourself, because you're connecting to your higher self and you're opening up and connecting to somebody else about it, and you start lifting that weight, and immediately you start feeling better. So if you feel like you can't talk to anybody, just remember that everybody understands, and that your loved ones are there to listen to you. They're there to be a reflection for you, to be a sounding block for you. So open up, let yourself go, get out of your own way. Here's that song. This one's called No Regrets. I hope it can bring you a little bit of light. Hope it can bring you a little bit of healing in this time when we need so much healing. We need so much togetherness. We need to remember that we all come from the same place. We're all returning to the same place. And we are all truly one spirit, one ohana. All this time will pass into the past. So if you're happy, then make each moment last. Don't hold nothing back. And if you're suffering, remember it won't last. Get over it fast. Get back to living and giving love. Oh, this life is just a test. I will remember I will remember this life ain't over yet. So please remember not to forget a newborn baby's cry. Their very first tears, they are so hopeful, and great-grandfathers died. After many years, it is a circle of teenagers find love. Let's screw it all up, yeah. They are so fearful, yet somehow invincible. Oh, this life is not a curse, no. There will be hard times, and it will get worse, but always do your best, and always remember that you are blessed. Everywhere you go, plant seeds, love will grow. But remember who you are, and if you travel far, remember your heart is where your home is. If you travel to the stars, remember your heart. It won't be homeless or homesick at all. This life is just a test with many failures and some success, but I will place my bets, and I will leave here with no regret. The sun is surely sinking down, and the moon is slowly rising, and this whole world must still be spinning round. Oh, and I still love you. So close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's alright. I don't know no love song, I can't sing the blues anymore. Yeah, but I can sing this song. Yeah, you can sing this song when I'm gone. It won't be long before another day, and we're gonna have a good time. And ain't no one gonna take this time away. And you can stay as long as you like. So close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's alright. I don't know no love song, and I can't sing the blues anymore. I can sing this song, and you can sing this song when I'm gone. All right, that's a James Taylor song. My dad used to sing me a lot of James Taylor when I was a little guy. So I always loved that music. You know, it's really awesome to have had to have been brought up so well by my wonderful parents. I gotta always shout out my mom and my dad, because they really raised me to be loving, and they really raised me and gave me all of the ideals that I hold dear, and all of the values that I hold dear, that I've strengthened, and I pass on to my children. And my dad really instilled my love of music. Yeah, he really instilled a great love of music in me from a very early age. And I remember, you know, some of my earliest memories are, yeah, beautiful. Mom's Lullaby. It's such a great song, such a beautiful song. And you know, my dad used to sing these songs, and he always wrote songs. He still writes songs. He still writes songs all the time, and he's an incredible songwriter. He's written hundreds of songs. But I remember, you know, he used to every night when we would go to sleep, he used to just like sing me to sleep, and he would always like just make up a song off of the top of his head, and he would just kind of sing some gibberish, or just like sing about how much he loved me, or sing about how much you know, just all the funny stuff that we did during the day or something. And I'll still remember, like, I can't even really remember like the words that he's singing, but I just still remember that vibe. And I always try and keep that kind of childlike energy with my kids when I talk to them and sing with them and play with them, because, you know, it's just yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a dreadlock in my beard. This is what happens when you don't brush your beard. Greetings, Mexico. Jorge, bless you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for everybody for tuning in across the world. Thank you so much. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. All right, I'll try to do a tune. This is a newer one. Yeah, Neil Diamond. I never really got into Neil Diamond. My dad was more into like the kind of like folk rock, like, you know, like Bob Dylan, and he really raised me on like Bob Dylan and Crosby, Stills and Nash. He got me into Bob Marley. He got me into like Pink Floyd, and and Led Zeppelin and the Beatles, you know, John Lennon, Neil Diamond. I don't, you know, I never really got into Neil Diamond, honestly, but I got to check it out. I mean, obviously, I know, like, Free Caroline, boom, boom, boom. I mean, you know, everybody knows those ones, but I never got into the deeper cuts. All right, so this is the tune. This is a tune that's the newest single that I released. It's called "These Are My Roots." I really love playing this song. You know, if I didn't explain this to you earlier, this was a song that was produced by Collie Buds, and he wrote the instrumental music and sent it out to a bunch of different people, and we all put our different takes on it. But I'm really stoked on the way that mine came out. If you guys haven't heard it, it's all available on all the, you know, the Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. And if you check out my YouTube channel after this, there's a music video that we made for it that I would love for you guys to watch, because it was really fun for me to do, and it was the first time I ever did a music video, and I didn't ever think I would do a music video in my life. You know, a lot of people have always said, "Oh, you should do a music video." You know, my management was always like, "Yeah, we got to do music video. We got to do music video." And I don't know, I just never, I never could really think of a good idea for a music video, and I didn't want it to be like something cheesy or anything. And then just at the last minute, I was thinking about this song and kind of thought of this idea for the music video that kind of connected to what we're all going on with the quarantine and kind of waking up and it being a time of awakening, a time of taking off the masks, taking off the blindfolds, and really waking up. You know, we have this opportunity to either follow the narrative that's being fed to us, or to do a little more research and figure out what's really going on and go deeper down the rabbit hole and figure out what's going on. So that's kind of what that's about. And this is a tune about, you know, my connection to reggae music, my connection to my home, my, you know, really being grounded and rooted in reggae music. It's really the first music that I ever played and felt like it was just home for me. Felt like I really connected to the spirituality, to the depth. It opened up a new world of connection in music. I played a lot of blues and a lot of rock and some folk music and some flamenco and stuff before I got heavily into reggae music. But when I got into reggae music, it was like this world opened up for me, and it was a connection to the spirit, connection to the Most High Jah that really made music meaningful for me and really connected my spirit to it. And I know everybody comes to that in their own way through whatever kind of music they do. And for some people it is rock, and for some people it is blues, and some people it is flamenco. And for me, all of those things were like stepping stones leading me to reggae music, and so they all find their way back into my music in some way or another. But really, reggae is the foundation. So I give thanks for reggae music all the while, and these are my roots. La 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 la. If I was to say to you tomorrow would be your last day on earth, wouldn't it fill your heart with fear and sorrow? Would you look at it as a rebirth? There was a boy once hidden in the shadows, locked himself far, far away away from the world, afraid to share the money in his marrow, afraid to let his black wings unfurl. But I won't be a victim of this society. I will play the music in a Babylon. I'm gonna give my energy to fear and anxiety. No, these are my roots. This is my song. Hey, hey, la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. If I was to say to you tomorrow, would be just the same as the day before, would you look at it as a curse or a blessing? An opportunity or just a chore? To give a moment that you're giving, now you living into its fullest. Are you caught up in the system? To give opportunity to prepare his presence. Go fuck the system. Manifest your vision. Cause pandemic put in your mind and you're gonna find with flower. So don't give it down, get it out. It's time to reclaim your power. It's only you can save yourself. So don't you be a victim of this society. Go and play your music in a Babylon. Don't you give your energy to fear and anxiety. No, 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 no. These are your roots. This is your soul. Yeah, these are your roots. These are your roots. Yeah, these are your roots. These are your roots. These are your roots. Oh, this is your. These are my. These are my. These are my. Oh, these are my roots. This is my soul. Watch your music. Oh, sweet music. Oh, reggae music. Yeah, down in your heart. Reach down in your soul. Let your person out. Don't give now. Don't give now. Don't give no energy. Fear and anxiety. No, these are your roots. This is your soul. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Love you. Yeah, two people thumb down this. You know, it's okay if people thumb it down, because you know that's how we work through our stuff. You know, I think people are always gonna make. You know, people are always gonna be haters. They're always, you know, if you do something, you're letting go, you're opening up your soul, you're being yourself, you're letting yourself be free. People are not always gonna resonate with that. If they have a lot of chains on their own spirit, they're gonna see somebody being free and resent it. You know, Russian bots. Yeah, I mean, who knows? They could be bots, you know? I mean, it's true that there's a lot of manipulation of social media that goes on, even with bots, just, you know, saying bullshit, trying to get people to argue, you know? And yeah, and it could be accidental too. But the point is, even if it's not accidental, even if somebody's hating on you, you know, you can't resent them for that, because they're just going through their shit. You know, I think it's like the way that I look at it is this. I believe in the longevity of our spirits. I don't believe that this life in this single, you know, finite body is the end or the beginning. I think there's a lot of evidence to show that we came from many previous lifetimes, and that we are returning again and again and again to learn our lessons, you know. And I don't think that this life is long enough in any way, even in the slightest, to learn the lessons that we need to learn. And so if we don't learn the lessons that we learn in this lifetime, we come back and we learn them again and again and again and again. And sometimes we have to learn something 1,000 times, even in just in this life. Sometimes we have to learn the same lesson 1,000 times before we start realizing it's even a lesson that we need to learn. And so you look at people, and you look at, you know, somebody who's, you know, just crazy and totally racist, or you look at somebody who's just hateful and angry, or you look at somebody who's a murderer, or you look at somebody, you know, people that just have all these problems and issues, and you could judge them and hate them, and you could, you know, say that, you know, just get them out of here, remove them from this reality. But the truth is, we're learning from each other, and we're all at different points of our spiritual evolution. And I have to say that I think, you know, one of my theories is that to feel so much compassion and feel so much understanding when it comes to being a loving person and being loving to all people and being forgiving comes from a lot of experience. And I think it comes from experience of past lifetimes of mine where I've been a very, very hateful person, and maybe have been, you know, maybe have even been a murderer, or, you know, done horrible things. And maybe that's the way that we learn not to do that. And, you know, I don't know. I don't have all of the answers, but I have to think that there's some sort of reason why there are people in this world that are so full of hate, or why people do such horrible things. And I have to think that it's all a part of spiritual evolution. And, you know, and I think, and that's kind of the way that I keep from judging, you know, other people who are doing terrible things, or who are going through terrible things, or dealing with terrible things, because I feel like, you know, how can I judge that spirit when I myself may have done the same thing, you know? And I don't, like I said, I don't have the answers. I don't know this for sure. It's just what I feel. It's just what I've gathered from what I've learned. And I think, you know, I definitely know that judging somebody else doesn't get you anywhere in any kind of a better place. It just fills you up with more anger, more hatred, and more resentment. And those emotions and those states of being are never really gonna help you to grow in the end, you know, being angry. And there are ways to deal with you know, the horrible situations that we're dealing with now, and the trauma that we're going through as a human race. There are ways to deal with it without anger, without judgment, and still move forward and still grow. So thanks for listening to me. I tend to ramble on, you know, and but I love you guys, and I love you, and I thank you for tuning in. And, you know, thank you so much. Thanks for always, you know, I know there's sometimes, you know, I talk about things and I'm just rambling or ranting, and then you know, you guys will come on and share some perspectives with me, and you know, it makes me think, and I go, yeah, you know, maybe I wasn't really like on the right path with that, and it's really awesome to be able to have that reflection, and to have all your guys mana'o, because that really helps guide me, and it helps keep me on track. So thank you so much. Thank you for all your guidance. Thank you for all your reflection. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I would not be the musician that I am. I would not be the person that I am without your reflection. Because, you know, if I go out there and play these songs by myself, it's like they're just one thing. They're really like my coming from my own dimension. And as soon as I share them with even one person, they drastically shift and they drastically change the way that they sound, the way that they feel, the way that they move, everything about them drastically changes, and it constantly changes. And I'm so thankful to be able to have that, because none of these songs would be what they are without your contributions. And I won't be running for president in 2020 or any time for that matter. I definitely don't want that responsibility. But I do think that, in 2020, I'm going to be the president of Mike Love. And I think that you should be your own president. And I don't think we really need a president, honestly. I think we need to get back to our roots. I think we need to get back to personal connection in our community. Thanks for listening. It's tricky. We've built and we've been complacent in letting this system around us be built up around us, and now we're realizing. The prison that we're in, that we've been, imprisoned in this system that we're living in, and it's becoming more and more apparent, the emotional and spiritual prison that this system has put us in, and it's disconnecting us more and more and more every day, and we're realizing that now, and it's harder now than ever to dismantle this system, because it's been built up and it's been so cleverly designed to keep us entrapped. But we really need all the people to come along to make a great change, and that's it's a beautiful thing that's happening now. And I think that all of this tragedy that's happening around us is also necessary for the great awakening that's happening, and the great remembering that's happening, that's taking place. So thank you so much. Thanks for helping me to further awaken. I got a few requests for this tune. This is a song I wrote for my lovely, beautiful wife. I'll sing it now. This one is called Distant Travelers. For those of you that want to play along, if you want to play along, I'll give you the basic chords here. So you start the G sharp, F minor, C minor, E flat minor. G sharp, F minor, C minor, E flat minor. So you got that part, and then the chorus is going to start on that G sharp again. G sharp, C minor, F sharp major, B flat minor. G sharp, C minor, F sharp major, B flat minor. All right. Hope you got all those chords. It's just two progressions. If I was looking for a best friend, well, I've already had so many of those. Someone to put me to the test and to make fun of me and help me pick out my clothes. And if I was looking for a lover, well, I've already found someone about a friend. But I was looking for somebody who could be all these things. Then I found you, and I found you. And my world is different now. I'm on the road to somewhere. Could it be somehow that we were distant travelers passing in the sky? When I just had to stop and say hi. Well, I just had to stop on by. Oh, love. Oh, my love, don't you know? Can't you feel it? Don't it show that inside? Sometimes it's like I'm about to explode and overflow with happiness. Want you to know I feel so blessed just to be in the presence of such a precious empress. I feel overwhelmed sometimes. I think of 1,000 rhymes, but none of them can compare to the poetry in your eyes. I'm not surprised. It took no time to realize I need you right by my side. And my world is different now. I'm on the road to somewhere. Could it be somehow that we were distant travelers passing in the sky? Well, I just had to stop and say hi. Well, I just had to stop on by. Oh, love. I will be with you as we cross into forever. I'll be your umbrella in any kind of weather. For it was written we were destined for each other. Oh, my love. Could it be somehow that we were distant travelers passing the sky? When I just had to stop and say hi. When I just had to stop and by. We just had to stop and say hello. To know. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah. I love a nice key change. You guys know if you're more, I guess if you're more musically inclined or knowledgeable, you know that I do a lot of key changing in my songs, you know. I guess maybe growing up in the 80s, you know, the 80s music kind of does that a lot. I don't know where that came from. I love key changes in music, yeah. You know, there's a band that does that quite a bit that I really love. If you guys haven't checked them out, they're a local Hawaiian reggae band called Mikelovemusic. And they're a really, really influential band for me when I was really, really getting into reggae music. That they're kind of the dons of the Hawaiian roots reggae scene, and just like incredible musicians, incredible musicians. I'll always shout them out as being one of my biggest influences. Jagumbi on the bass, John Davis on the drums, Asher Philippart on the guitar. It was those three guys that kind of formed the band, and they made a really crazy reggae rhythm section, really getting a lot of influence from bands like Steel Pulse and Oswald, a lot of that kind of more progressive UK reggae, and a bunch of really incredible singers in the band. The original singer, Ross Bird, Jimbo from the first album, and then on the second album, Kali Navales and Mickey Hui Hui came in to sing, and then Poki'i is the most recent singer in the band, and they're really an incredible band, and just one of my biggest influences. So they did a lot of key changes and stuff that kind of opened up my mind to doing some key changes in reggae music. Yeah, who's on my shirt? Somebody's got to know who this is on my shirt. Come on, somebody shout it out. There you go. Ron Burgundy. Of course. My kids got me this, like, I don't know, years ago. It is Will Ferrell. It's Will Ferrell, Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. Yeah, Lionel Richie, man. I love Lionel Richie. Amazing songwriter, amazing singer, and yeah. A Bob Marley cover. It's Angelina Jolie. You guys are funny with your comments. All right, a Bob Marley cover. Let's see. What would be a good one that I could do? Let me think. Running Away, Sun is Shining, Natural Mystic. You know, a lot of these songs are good, but like My Shoes Untied shows what you know. I'm not wearing shoes. Man, you guys got a lot of requests. You know, like the thing about a Bob Marley song that's interesting is like I gotta give a shout out to Aston Family Man Barrett, because a Bob Marley song to me is not really a Bob Marley song without the bass line, you know, and I think really like the bass lines in all of those songs, they really make the song, you know, and it's like so really to play these Bob Marley songs well, I kind of either need to like play the bass line or use my looper thing, which I don't have my looper thing with me. And that's the great thing about playing Bob songs, you know, with the looper, is like they're generally like a couple or few chords with the same bass line, and it kind of repeats, and it's like great. You can lay it down with the looper, play the song, you know. But I also like to learn like some of the more complex ones and be able to play the bass line at the same time. So this is one I really like to play like that. I'll kind of show you how it goes, because it's a really cool bass line. So it's got two parts, and the first part, the bass line goes like this. So then you got to learn to play the bass and the chords at the same time. and that's kind of the chorus part, and then the main part, which is a really cool bass line, goes. So you got like, which is a little trickier. So, you just, it's like you got to learn to play those things together and then sing over it. There we go. Stop, start up, start diddly, start up. Stop, 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 still up, start up. Hey. Teddy's got a job to do, and he's got to fulfill that mission, to see his hurt shall be the greatest ambition, but we will survive in this world of competition, because no matter what they do, they keep on pushing through, yeah. And no matter what they say, they did it every day, yeah. Oh no, not to dread rides again. The mistakes of tomorrow, not the jet rides again. Have no fear, have no sorrow, yeah. And all you see a wall is to fight against the Rasta man. So they build a world in great confusion, to force on us the devil's illusion. But the storm that the builder refused shall be the cornerstone. And no matter what games they play, we've got something they could never take away. We've got something they could never take away. And it's the fire that's burning down everything, oh Lord. And it's the fire, Lord. Only the birds have their wings. No time to be deceived, my brothers, you should know and not believe. Just say this judgment could never be with water. No water could ever put out this fire, this fire, this fire, this fire. I got the yours, right, not the right. Go there, Judy, go there. Now the people gather on the beach, and the leaders try to make a speech, but the dread is out, that it's too late. Fire is burning, man, pull your own weight. Fire is burning, man, pull your own weight. Right, not the right. And good at JD, God, I've gotta, no. Now the fire's out of control. Panic in the city, wicked weeping for the wall. Everywhere you know that the fire is burning and melting their gold. Fire is burning and wasting their souls. Right, not the right. In good dreary God, I gotta, man, right, not the right. In good dreary God, I've gotta, right into the calm, right into the storm, right, not the right. Good dreary God, I gotta, start diddly, stop, start up, stop diddly, stop, start up, stop diddly, stop, start up, da da da, erupt, start up, da Yeah, I made a few mistakes there, even in the last song that I did in Distant Travelers, I screwed up the lyrics and a little bit in that intro, and it's tough playing like this, because like sometimes you sometimes you're playing live at a show and then you're deep in your moment and like you look out in the crowd and I don't know, somebody's making a funny face at you, or you notice some message on somebody's shirt or something, and it kind of like gets in your head for a second, and then you're like, where am I in the song, and you forget your lyrics and it messes you up, and so, or sometimes you just mess up, but like it's interesting doing these live streams because the whole time I'm playing, your guys' comments are just like popping up here on the screen, and it's hard to not, it's hard to keep myself from reading your comments. So I'm like playing and singing and trying to remember, you know, what I'm playing and what I'm singing, and sometimes I'm just like reading your comments here as I'm singing and playing, and you know, it screws me up. But I do appreciate, you know, I don't want to miss it because it's like there's only four comments on the screen, and if I miss it, then I miss it, and you know. I'd love to come back to Asheville. I love Asheville. It's so beautiful there. It's a really, really awesome and beautiful place and a beautiful community. I've played the Leaf Festival there a couple of times, and I just love that festival. I would love to come back to the Leaf Festival in particular. It's just a really great festival, and love that, love that, love that, love that. All right, my family's waiting for me. I think I'm going to do, I got like a comment on here from my wife who's out in the living room saying, last song, honey? So, yeah, Sam, my brother, man, I can't wait to see you soon, man. Say hi to Natalie for me. She's probably there with you watching. Love you guys. Love everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the joy, all of your beautiful comments, all of your support. Thank you for you know, your tips and donations and stuff. It's really really helpful. So thank you so much. I love you all. Bless you. I'm gonna do one more song. I'm gonna be back to Northern California hopefully soon. Hopefully back to Montreal. I love playing there. I love Quebec. It's one of my most favorite places in the world to come. I can't wait to come back to Quebec. I was just talking with my brother JF Jean-Francois up in Quebec about hopefully coming back up there. So hopefully see you guys up there. Thank you guys again. Thanks Argentina. Thank you Mexico. Thank you Brazil. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna do one more song before I go. I'll be back here again next week Monday. This is a thing, Mike Love Monday. So so come back on my YouTube channel and tune in. You know, as I said last week, it's gonna be a different time. It's gonna be a different time every week because you know, I want to make sure that people in different places of the world can tune in. So so thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll let you know next week Sunday where maybe what time I'm going to be doing it, and yeah, I'll be back with you next week Monday for Mike Love Mondays. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is one of my favorite songs to play. This is an old one from my Dub Conscious album back in 2010. This one is called Beyond the Walls. Oh, come with me, and we shall go from this land of the sinking sand to where the flowers grow. Cause in this place the human race could never ever be free. We are the pawns of Babylon. Open your eyes and see that we have got to find a way to bring it into the destruction of burn that put us out of the political games they play. Cause I can't take no more. I can never understand what they are fighting for. Yes, man, just close the door. Lord, I rest on my close the door. But I mean, man, close the door. I find it to be cause I man must go. Man, when I make my home. Cause I know we can live in harmony beyond the walls of the city. time I spent drowning in a sorrow. But this is real life, until we can't stay, then we got to sail away. The exodus is here. We can't stay any longer, the signs are becoming clear. Pollution in the air, we drink to the poison in our seas. Population overcrowded, famine and disease. Awake, awake, not your people alight. For this time is so crucial, arise to a new height of living, unite, and all shall be forgiven now. Rastaman forgiven now. Yeah, Lord, forgiven now, forgiven now, forgiven now. Up to the hills I man must go. In the mountains and man make my own. 'Cause I know we can live in harmony beyond the walls of the city. I can follow me to Zion land. Come to the valley and you will understand how we can live it up so wild and free beyond the walls of the city. How many will die? Many more will have to suffer. I man don't know how. Oh well. The sun will try on to the heights of Mount Zion. Let I be with them, only 'cause I can't stay. No, I got to sail away. Oh, I'm unseen. Now is the time to rearrange and redesign the way we live, to heal the earth. Got to prepare for our children's birth. If we unite, it's not too late to open wide Mount Zion gate. Though now we stand in the dark of night, we must forward on towards the light. Tear down the roads, rid of the roads, free of the land, so the trees can grow. No ownership of Jaja land. Return the fields to our father's hand. So deep within our mother's breast, planting the seeds he knows will be best to nurture and return to one. Now creatures of his creation. Oh, can you hear the trumpets call? Didn't you see the twin sisters fall? The war of the worlds has now begun. Our mother nature is on the run, but we must stand firm before it is done. The hour is at hand, a true test has come, a stand up for all. It is good and right that your army arise, that your people unite. Oh, I am on sea. Now is the time to rearrange and redesign the way we live, to heal the earth. Got to prepare for our children's birth. If we unite, it's not too late to open wide Mount Zion gate. Though now we stand in the dark of night, we must forward on towards the light, 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 light. Thank you guys so much. It's great to be here with you for this Mike Love Mondays. I'm signing off. I just want to remind you guys that we have our live album coming out on August 28th. Mike Love in the Full Circle at home in Hawaii. We recorded live last year at Hawaiian Brian's in our home. We had a beautiful crowd with us. It was a beautiful night of music. It came out really great. Mixed and mastered by the wonderful one and only Jim Fox. We did video of the whole thing. Not this Friday, but let me see. Maybe it is this Friday. I think this Friday we're going to be releasing, or maybe it's next week, Friday. I can't remember which. But soon, we're going to be releasing the first single off of that live album. We're going to be releasing a few of the songs before the release date. So the first one that's going to be coming out is a tune called Gonna Make It, live version. And it's coming out soon. So you can go, you can already go on and like, go on your Apple Music or your Spotify or whatever and pre-save it or pre-order it, and it'll let you know when those songs come out. I'll be posting about it when it's going to come out. And we'll also be sharing the live videos from those performances. So I'm really excited to share that with you. But again, that's a live album, Mike Love and the Full Circle at home in Hawaii. And it's coming to you soon. August 28th is the release date. And Sisters and Brothers will be on our next studio album. We recorded it on our studio album. So that one's going to be on there. It's not going to be on the live album. The live album is mainly new and revamped versions of our songs that we've already recorded. So there's an evolution of the music that's happened live, and we wanted to share that. We wanted to mainly share how these songs have evolved. Songs like Permanent Holiday and Barbershop and Human Race, and there's been a lot of changes. And yeah, it was Sam Eitz is playing on there. It was we recorded it before he quit the band last year. So yeah, it's the Full Circle Band. Just an amazing night. Captured the band at that time, and I'm really thankful we did it. So I'm happy to share that with you guys, and I will see you guys next week, Monday, for Mike Love Mondays. Thank you so much for all your love. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being here with me. I really appreciate all your love, and bless you. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you are full of light. I hope you are lifted up. I hope you are growing and learning about yourself, growing and learning about your community, and sharing love and sharing light and lifting people up in this time of chaos, in this time of turmoil. I love you guys very, very much. I'll see you next week. Bless you. Ahui ho.